right, that sperm came from somebody's penis.
So we'll have one common ground. Check. Somebody had a dad here.
I don't know if that's the driving point that I want to make. Hey, wait, what? Hey, she started the camera right on that shit. What happened?
We're checking.
We're not checking what? Are we started? Are we good?
Oh, shit. Well,
wait, don't start now. Don't start right now.
Too late.
Don't do that shit. If you do that shit, I'm stabbing you. Hey, Ray, get the knife.
I got two on me.
Anyway,
because you never fucking know. Wait.
Sir.
There you go.
Oh, she's serious.
Alright, so he always has a
Alright, bro, you got issues, man.
Are you sure you're not Puerto Rican, bro?
I might be.
We're here for
you
dog.
carry more knives than I do, bro.
Shit.
At least yours carry. Mine's in the car.
I don't even know how
That's where mine's at, in the car.
I'm good, see? At all times.
Hey, that's the intro to fatherhood. We're here to protect.
That's right.
That's the reason why we're here.
No, that just means you need to move, bro. You gotta carry 2 knives at home, bro. You need to move.
That's true, too.
All right, let's let Mr. get his intro on. Go ahead.
Right. Oh, shit, that's funny. That's so true. All right,
I gotta sleep with 2 knives.
So we have a panel here tonight of just dads.
Hi, Daddy.
We were gonna do a co-ed talk, but the women was mad pussy.
Oh, now I didn't want to talk.
They didn't want to get in on it. So I have my homeboy Miguel here. He's first appearance. He looks crazy. He's always crazy. Dale, you guys seen a few times.
Yeah,
Rand, he was in the Absent Father too.
Yes, sir.
And
I missed that episode. I could have been all over that one. But I'm Chris.
And Chris, he's actually it's his first time as well. So tonight we're just gonna talk about being males and being fathers and
father figures.
Probably talking shit a lot.
A lot of that.
Yeah.
A whole lot.
So Miguel, we couldn't get him. I've been trying to get him for about 4 weeks.
Longer than that.
I think that's an under exaggeration. I think you wanted to.
I've been trying to get him for a while now. So he's here tonight, and I wanted to ask you a few questions when it became like the exes and spouses, right? We had a bunch of these conversations talking about like women that we dealt with in the past, how shit kind of goes left. You seen like episode of me, Lynn, and Jason, and it was wild because like that nigga Lynn is angry as fuck
for no reason.
For no reason, just about the way that things transpired throughout the throughout the relationship.
It's probably his name's Lynn.
Yeah, Lynn is a female name.
Yeah,
it's actually Lynn Number.
And he look like a Jay.
That's the worst though. That's the worst.
That's shady. All right. He dropped the whole gum. Oh, GOP. That's it.
So, you got anything you want to say as well right now before we take it over to Chris? Because Chris is all over this absent dad shit.
So, what would be is it just freestyling or?
Oh yeah, absolutely. It's like we're sitting here just having a conversation, but there's a mic and a camera involved.
So he basically saying like talk shit about like some of the situations, talk shit or talk your truth about exes, spouses.
Okay, so court situation I just finished this year. Well, last year, April. Trying to be. It's kind of like a double-edged sword. Trying to be a father hurts you, and when you don't be a father, it hurts you because you looked at as somebody as a deadbeat, somebody's not there. But then when you are there, not for all women, I don't want to say that all women are like that, but for the most part, the ones that I've dealt with, it's more of they want to be in the in crowd, more like a television show, more like the Atlanta Housewives or LA basketball bitches.
Is that the name of the show?
Yeah, for sure, that's the name of the show.
Because it's like being in the in crowd. So what's the greatest fad right now? Right now, the greatest thing you hear is how women are perceiving themselves as being skank sluts and want to have a nigga with money and stuff like that. That's the only way I can see is give somebody with money. So, but the thing is that you have somebody that's a regular Joe, blue collar, not great because it's clean. You got a blue collar guy that wants to be there for his child that grew up without a father, grew up with an absent mother. So you want to lead your descendants or your seed somewhere that you didn't have. So you want them to have that.
Mm-hmm.
That being said, to start it off, I been dealing with court with the mother of my child for 3 years, from 2015 to 2018, just to be with my daughter. Before I did the court situation, it was, I would see her. I told her in the beginning, I know she's a girl. I want her to be able to live with her mother because she could provide her for things that I can't provide for her, but I will be there as my father duties, be there to do my fatherly things, pay, be there physically, be there mentally, emotionally. I will do much as I can, but work with me. You know, if you want a happy child, the child loves both parents naturally.
Yeah.
So she is going to try to please mom and dad. So if she hears mom pissed off at dad, she's going to agree with that. She hears dad pissed off, she's going to agree with that at the moment.
Right.
You know, because she don't want to get the earlobe right there. But then she's stuck in the middle now, you know. So that being said, with me, I just said, look, let me just be the father. I'll pay child support. I will give you $400 a month. I'll pick her up on weekends, holidays, we split. And this is all verbal. And, you know, and at the same time, I was still paying for her schooling. This is the mother of my child schooling. Took her through all the schooling. She got her master's degree. And I got nothing in return. So when I seen my child start falling off on track, meaning school, being disrespectful, I felt like, hey, as a father, I need to step in. OG stepped in. You know, they said, hey, look, let's be parents to this child. If it don't work with you, let me try, see what it works for me. So what I did was I stepped in and said, hey, look, let me see if it works for me, because it didn't work for you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And she will always say, well, next time, next year. So it didn't work. You know, every time I go there, it's like she doing worse in school. And this is the school years where elementary, where you're supposed to be having fun, not failing,
Right.
not being looked at as disabled. You know, it got so bad where the teachers were questioning her mental capacity. You know, and her mom was egging that on, saying that only reason why she's missing school is because she's concerned about her mental health. And I'm like, well, if you understand what mental health is, you concerned about their brain. You concerned that maybe they're disabled. And I seen that, wait, you're not doing her homework with her, you're not taking her to school. Every time she's late, every time she's absent, hey, she's missing out. If you never go to school, you could be the smartest person in the world.
Yeah, it don't matter.
You don't know what they know.
Check it.
You don't.
Can I ask you something real
go
quick?
ahead.
You said that homegirl was she got her master's at this point already, right? What was she doing? Was it something that was preventing her from being able to like take 15 minutes to do some kindergarten homework or some elementary homework, or was she just negligent as hell?
I think every parent think that they the right parent. I think that she thought that, in her perception, what she perceived that she was doing the right thing, just being there physically. And that's what happened with a lot of us. A lot of us had parents that was just there,
Physically.
and they physically say, yeah, I'm a good parent because I'm here, I'm watching them, daycare.
But not paying attention to the emotional
needs.
side or the everything
Exactly,
else. It's like,
exactly.
I'm here,
Yeah.
so that's good enough.
Yeah, you got 2 pair of parents, you good, you could switch that up for 3
Right.
days out the week.
Right.
Your shoes okay, they could last another month. No, that's not being there. You know, so what happened, I told her, I sat in the car and it was me and my brother, and I said, look, this is going too far. You know, the school thinking she's disabled, and you over here egging it on. So she got her in IEP classes, you know, and she got her own medicine. And I'm like, you didn't give me a chance. Give me a chance first before you say, okay, she's this, that, because we tried everything. You didn't try everything. You skipped that. You skipped the most important part right here.
Yeah.
The one that's
Give me a
want to be
chance.
there.
Right.
The one that's paying and wants to be there. You know, I can understand if I wasn't there and she had to make these decisions by herself. That's different. You know, because you can't say she's lying or not. But when you there, you know what's going on. You're like, hey, wait a minute now. How do I know if she's disabled? How do I know if she don't understand this stuff? If I know that she's not going to school, I know that she's not getting the proper care with you.
Right.
You know, and where's the money going if I'm giving to you for child support? It's not like you're a single parent and we just don't live together.
Right.
You know, just because we don't live together don't mean we still work together for the child.
No,
At the end of the day, it's not about me and you no more. It's about this child.
Right.
You know, so she's told me, she sat on the phone, she said, F all my family. She said, go ahead. If you need to go to court, take me to court because she ain't going nowhere. And right then and there that day, I said, all right, fine. So I took her to court. And after 3 years and close to $30,000, I have 67% custody. She goes to school with me.
That's dope.
She got a 3.0.
That's dope.
She's you know, I'm pretty much.
Hey,
primary
cheers to
parent.
that.
Yeah.
Cheers to that shit. That's
So
dope right
question. So you said she tried everything. Like we did this, we did that. But the one factor she didn't try was to give you a chance.
Yes, right.
Now, do you think that was to try to leave you out the equation? Like, oh, well, he can't do much better than I can.
I think it was because she was mad at the fact that I broke up with her, so she took it personal.
Right.
A lot of parents use their kids
as
to
weapons,
hurt, as weapons towards the parent, and it
against
each other.
So
right.
I got a quick question, and I think that we've, as males sitting here as fathers, and I think this question probably will cause some type of ripple in this conversation that we're having.
Oh shit.
But do you think that we're victims of our circumstances because we try so hard to make nice because we didn't have it growing up? So, because I find myself doing that often, like
Overcompensating.
I'll let people I'll let them shit on me, literally. Like I'll let them shit on me because I still want that connection to have my child feeling like okay they can go to mom and dad. So, do you guys feel like we try to overcompensate? Because I know how we all grew up. So we grew up like, oh shit, if this shit don't work, then they gonna end up like we did. You know what I'm saying? So do y'all feel like that?
Like we put up with a lot of extra shit that we wouldn't necessarily.
Something that a normal person wouldn't do if they weren't raised in that circumstance. Like,
you know what?
Bounce quick.
They know my history. They know my. Let's pass it to Chris because I mean I want to know if you. I don't know what your family background bringing up is. Was Pops around for you?
Not really. He was more like I'm here, but I'm not here. He'd be home at 3:00. School ain't even out at 3:00, but I don't see this food till 6:00. Yeah, you home? Where you at?
So do you feel like you overcompensate, like since that lack of, or are you there like at 2:55 every? Because I don't think any day that I was scheduled to pick up my son, like I'm never late. I think that's the only time I've been like sweating in traffic to get there on time.
Like, cause I was with my dad while I was in high school. Before that, I was with my mom the whole time, and then you know I was. Teenage boy, middle school, my mom was like, I can't handle you.
Right.
You can go stay with your dad.
I feel like shit coming next year.
I'm just staying with my dad. That dude wasn't there. He was more concerned about getting high and drinking and hanging out with his friends and stuff, and I was just kind of there. So what I told myself was, this is an example how I'm not going to be.
Exactly. Right. Yeah. Same thing I think I heard echoed in his episode, your episode, right?
That's what I'm saying.
Right.
He was physically there, but he was still an absent father. So I was like, okay, either way, I'm going to take an example of it because this is how I'm not going to be.
Right.
So I'm there for my kids. I'm on them, damn drill sergeant, everything. I'm there. I'm there.
That makes sense.
That's what I needed, but I didn't have that.
Right.
So I want them to be obviously better than what I had growing up.
I feel that.
So
and that's a good small, that's a small number of people because a lot of times you get the situation where it's like, well, I grew up this way, so this is how I am.
This is how it is. This is how it is. Yeah, they just continue it. And I'm like, I don't want to continue it.
And that's what makes
my mom wasn't like that. My mom, she worked 2 jobs and all this stuff, so I took what she was doing rather than what my dad was doing.
Did you go back to your mom in high school, or you stayed with your dad?
No, I went as soon as I graduated to, while I was going to school, I went back with my mom because I was like, I can't stay here. This ain't good for me.
It's too toxic.
Yeah, so I already knew, and I just went and bounced, and I stayed with my mom, went to school, got my job, then met my wife, and the rest is I'm straight.
Like, well, how was your mom, like, when you was with your pops, it wasn't going to everything, but you graduated, so was your mom keeping tabs on, like, okay, my baby's going to school,
oh yeah, I was. What it was I was with my dad while I went to school, but every weekend, holidays and breaks and stuff, I was with my mom's.
Okay.
That's how absent my dad was. Like he was
crazy.
there, and my mom was paying child support, but my mom was also buying my school clothes and shit. Like
your
my
mom's
dad
paying child support too.
Yeah, she was paying child support.
It's like
Hey,
she was paying.
Hold on.
She was paying child support, and she was buying my school clothes because my dad wasn't.
That's crazy.
Like shit. Like,
Producer knows
my
me.
mom is my fucking superhero. That she is.
I'm about to go in.
And that's
That's props though.
My
That's
mom is
props.
my superhero too, so it's not like.
Well, I mean, props to your mom because your mom was there full time.
Yeah, she was there full time with me until she couldn't handle me as she can't raise a man.
Right.
So she's thought, hey, I'm gonna send you to your dad because he can raise a man, but he wasn't there.
Right.
I raised myself and my siblings, basically from the whole high school time.
Shit.
And then after that, I was like, this ain't for me. This is not my job to raise my siblings and shit. I gotta get out of here.
That's a good one.
I
Huh?
went to school, got my job.
Yo, Chris,
Hey.
I want to say something to you because you mentioned something that I'm sure you about to get ready to chime in on this one. It's funny you say your mom currently right now, my oldest son, I do the vice versa. Like he's with me on all the breaks and all of the holidays and all the 3-day weekends. Ironically, he's not with me this weekend because we worked some things out and we've been better with communicating as they get older. But initially, I always had him during the times when I needed to be there physically, mentally, and spiritually. When we're talking about a lot of times, the women, in my opinion, a lot of times, I think when it comes to traditional situations, when it comes to separate parenting, co-parenting, I feel like the male has it harder in a weird way. Because, and the reason why I'm saying that, and yo, if y'all got shit to talk, leave it in the comments and get at me. I'm willing to take whatever heat. But I feel like when we're there during like the breaks, we can't send you off to school. Like we gotta have activities and energy and instructions for you for the full duration of the day.
Because
The
you
break.
working typically.
Yeah, you see what I'm saying? So when a woman can just cast the kid off to school and like they're gone, so I break it down on hour ratio. So if the kid is in school for 8 hours a day, 8, 5, what is that, 30, 35 hours, whatever the case is, down there, and when I can do that in 2 days on a weekend, I can do 30 hours plus in 2 days, making sure he slept, he's fed, Saturday, Sunday. Please don't let it be a 3-day weekend or a full winter break or summer. Yo, I think men and fathers need way more credit because I think like, yo, a lot of times if they're in the picture, they're doing way more work than that mom that's just sending the kid to school left and right. I ain't trying to start no shit, but I'm just calling it how it is.
So question then.
Yeah.
So, switch roles. So, normally you have the single mother, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, say you have a single father. Does he get the same credit
No,
as a single
hell
mother?
no. Hell no. Nah, they feel like it's like you don't want to know why, and I get it. And I think about you. I heard your reflection, internal struggles.
Right.
I hear all your shit. And the reason why you don't ever get the credit that you deserve is because women have been treated so bad. It's almost like this hashtag Me Too movement going on. The shit that's going on in Hollywood. Women have been treated bad for so many years that by the time they finally start getting like up on some shit, like they're still in attack mode. They're still angry from the shit that they had to endure before. So you, for example, and I'm not necessarily the person in particular, but just say by cycle. If women have always experienced like having to do shit by themselves for so long, you know what I'm saying? And then they finally get a man to come along and he's doing everything plus 110%. They'll be like, yeah, that's right, motherfucker. That's what you were supposed to be doing. But now you're kind of like carrying on like the weight and the damage that other people has already established before. You know what I'm saying? Look, they ready to get in now, huh?
So question.
I think- well,
question.
They ready to get in now.
So hold on. So you're saying that a father's role is diminished in a sense.
But
Yes.
it's just based off of stereotypes.
it's-
though.
Right.
Based on
Based on,
stereotypes,
like,
yeah.
you can't say that every minority dad just ain't there.
Right. And you
Because
can't.
because for this group here, our minority dads was not there.
Right.
What do we
for
have in
us,
common?
That's a large
we
number.
You're there.
We are
You guys are
there
here.
because our minority dads
right,
were not
exactly.
there.
I think
But like
it's
you said, it's few and far
it's a
between.
Societal gender role thing. So as we hopefully as we evolve as humans, that kind of changes around. But there is a expectation that is placed on women that is not placed on men. And
I get it.
There's also
Yeah.
a double standard
Yeah.
as well.
I get
Well,
it.
the
So-
reason why is the expectation on the woman because she has no choice.
Yeah.
I mean, not saying
Shit.
to diss or but like
Catching heat,
I heard
catching heat.
one court case when the guy he wasn't paying child support and he lived with the kids, but he wasn't paying lights. All that he was there just feeding himself and stuff. And what he could pitch in, he pitched in.
Mm.
And he left any times. And the judge made a good point. The judge said, now, when you leave, you know everything still continues when you're gone.
Right.
So, because and he said I didn't see it that way because he said, what's the you know out of sight, out of mind, out of
Right.
He said that, and the judge was like, you know, that's a piss way to look at that because, you know, you're looking at that when you out of there, out of sight of mind. You out of there, but this shit continues right here.
Right.
So it's because she has no choice now. Because who else is gonna take her kid? She had the kid.
Right.
But
So that's why it looks like it looks as if like, you know, the mom has more
On her plate.
on her plate because she
but
had
it's
the
still,
baby.
but it's still a gender role thing, and it still has a lot to do with like being double standard in society. Just like you said, even with your court case, even though you're doing 67% of the work, you still gotta pay.
I do, but see the way they do it now, which is a good thing. I don't knock it now how they do it now. I like the fact that they making guys pay child support now,
Regardless, even if you got 60% cut, 67%
it's because of what I make.
Okay.
I make more than her.
Yeah, I get that. I get that.
So now they're trying to do is what they're doing is they're trying to make it to where the kid is able to survive in both
financially.
It's
Okay,
even.
that
It's
makes
even.
sense.
They
Okay.
can even it out.
I don't
Right.
knock that. I don't knock
knock
that.
it
No,
either.
no,
But I
I'm
do
not even
not.
talking about knocking that.
Okay.
I'm just saying I'm talking about gender roles in society. Like it's a double standard.
No, I hear you. All
Like for example, let me just put case in point. If let's switch roles. We can switch roles with fatherhood all the time,
Right.
and it won't mean shit because our roles are diminished.
Right.
Let's switch roles. Let's say I'm living in a house with a woman and she's paying all the bills. What am I off the bat? I'm an ain't
The
shit nigga, right?
deadbeat,
Exactly.
trash,
Yeah.
lazy.
Now switch roles.
You ain't no real man type
Same
shit.
thing, same scenario. Switch roles. I'm a man taking care of all the
household
Kids,
bills.
cleaning
everything.
dishes,
And
laundry.
she's not doing
You're just
nothing.
doing
What
what
am
you're supposed to do.
I'm doing my
Exactly.
job.
Yeah.
Oh
Exactly.
yeah, right.
So
I'm sorry. I was on
because
another.
if that's the way that we look at things, it's always going to be diminished. So that means that every time a woman does anything outside of a man taking care of her, because that's his job.
Right.
Then
we
she's
ain't-
high.
yeah,
So
she's
basically-
doing everything.
so
Yeah,
it's
she's
the same-
silent.
That's the
She's
same
silent,
thing.
right.
That's the same thing as her doing her job when she has kids.
Exactly.
They're gonna say that was her kids.
So
Yeah, you the
It's
mom.
the same thing. You're the
and
mom.
When you the mom,
You're the one
you're
had
supposed to
them.
take care of
You're
your
supposed to
kids
take
no
care of
matter
your
what.
kids no matter what.
So
exactly. It's the
But the
same
dad
basically-
get a pass.
Yeah.
You
So
either
as a
a
man-
dad or you.
Yeah,
like
like
you
or
said.
your dad that's there.
So as a man,
But
you
with the
can
mom,
producer
you don't
wants to
get
go
that.
in right
You don't
now.
get that
Even if
leeway.
you're
And you
full-time
don't.
Producer
dad,
wants to
no
go
matter.
in. We said co-ed
Yeah,
talk, but
I'm a
hey,
full-time dad. It don't matter.
once
It's
again,
still
the fathers are
mom.
stepping up to the plate.
All right, but
So
here's
you
the
know.
thing. So this goes back. This goes back to way back when men are seen as providers.
Yes.
That's
we are.
it. Like
Providers,
to be a
protectors.
provider and you're good, and protector,
Uh-huh.
as you said.
Hey, fuck that. I'm not about to be protecting shit. I'm not providing shit. I'm going to let the woman provide for me. Is that wrong? I'm joking, but because I don't even think I can find that in my
But see,
blood. But is that wrong?
That goes to role reversal.
Is it wrong if it? Well,
For the stay-at-home
as a
dad.
man, because I was raised by women predominantly, right?
Right.
Mhm, Same here.
So
Yeah, right.
as a man, like my role off top, my mom told me from the beginning, it was like, yo, you're supposed to provide, you're
And
supposed
protect.
to protect,
Yep.
and you're supposed
Off
to
bat.
make sure.
What if
that
you
everything-
decided to not do that, though?
If I decide to not do that,
In
then
society,
I'll
and
take
you
it.
seem
But
differently.
Society
seem
look at you
differently.
like, so that's the problem that we
But
basically
personally,
had.
how would it make you feel?
I wouldn't feel like
I
I'm myself
would feel like
personally.
shit, yeah.
Because I was raised by mostly women when I was with my
Uh-huh.
mom, all the way up until high school, and it don't matter then. I'm like, it's too late.
Exactly.
Right.
You
So
got
I already
core
feel
values.
like
So it
this
ultimately feels like this, man. This what it comes down to. What we're saying is, men has been conditioned. We gotta work. We gotta provide. We gotta suck it up.
So
Which is
yeah.
why you started this.
So in a sense, you're
Because-
saying, damn if you do, damn if you don't.
Low key,
In
but
a sense.
but
But
on
you
the on the
should
on the
just
flip
do.
side,
Which that's how it was with
you
me.
still got to do it.
Just do.
On the
But you
flip
should
side,
do.
on the flip side of that coin, though, we're saying that women are conditioned the same way. Men are supposed to do this. It's
Yeah.
these things that we make up in our mind. So ultimately, really, it's just conditioning. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Yeah.
But I do feel like this, man. Just to like paint a little silver lining for everybody out there.
Uh-huh.
I really feel like this we're at a good time right now. I just think that what has to happen, like all these different movements is going on, is the women's rights, the hashtags and all that stuff.
Right.
I think that's great, but I think it's also great what you're doing because you got to bring light. I think men have been quiet for way too long.
Yeah.
We deserve some of that recognition too.
So I want to say it as
You know
being
what I'm
quiet.
saying?
It's the fact that they're like, if I say something, then
Then you're gonna be looked at as like a
right. I'm trying to get the
Yeah.
spotlight for something I'm supposed
so that,
to do.
but is that pride? Or is that just the stereotype of how we supposed to be?
I think we're just
Men are supposed to be strong. They ain't supposed to
Right.
say nothing.
Don't
You ain't
cry.
supposed to
It's a stereotype.
cry, you ain't supposed to
Right.
just take care of shit. or is that just?
I think this is stereotype, but I think it's
I
time
think
to
so.
start breaking out of that.
All right, so
And
Or
you're right.
vocalizing
And
it
you're right.
in a manly way. It's like,
but okay, so back to what Miguel was talking about, right? You know, he basically turned everything around, right?
Right.
So from your standpoint, Miguel, now that things are turned around, you have him the majority of the time, you have her the majority of the time. You're doing your thing. Everything has become
On my side.
Better.
better.
But because in society terms, I had to do it that way. I couldn't just burst in the door. Hey, she's mine. I
Right.
had to go the legal way, which I agree with.
And that's
advice,
more like
fellas.
because you a dad. Because if you were a mom and she was with you and it was the other way around, she's failing. The mom, it ain't even a question. You would have been court one day like, oh wait, shit, you with the dad? Oh no,
Go to the mom.
you go ahead.
Yeah.
You can go be with your mom.
Well,
Right.
that's pretty much what happened in this situation.
Uh-huh.
It's because I was, see, nowadays it's all about proving, you know. So we got so much technology now. You have to prove beyond reasonable doubt what you say is what it is.
Right.
So if you could go in the court and say, look, mom's is not doing what she need to do. Mom's is not feeding her. Mom's is not making sure she go to school, not make sure she's doing her homework. But they pull up that schoolwork and she got A's and B's. They're gonna be like, what else you got?
Right.
Because what you just said ain't
It's
hold
irrelevant,
up.
right?
It doesn't hold weight.
They
It
don't
doesn't
hold
matter. It don't
weight
hold
right
weight.
So the fact that you had
I had
report
weight.
cards that it was like F's, you're like,
I had
this
report
is what
cards.
happened when she's not with
This
me,
is what
she does.
the mother of my child did. Which she's a smart individual. So whoever told her what
Clearly,
to do,
she got a master's.
yeah, she got a
Right.
master. But whatever she did, whoever told her what to do, she did the right thing. It's just that she wasn't able. She fought somebody that fought back. So she took her to therapy. She took her to counseling. She took her to the doctor evaluations. She took her to
Jesus.
That's a lot on the kid.
she did a lot. She did a lot, but this is what courts want to see.
Right.
So if you're saying your kid is this and that, the court's going to say, okay, so show me some paperwork that says
Right.
the kid is disabled. Show me
Right.
some paperwork that says
Okay,
the kid
so
needs
question.
medicine.
What did you do different
Well, what I did different
than what
was
she did? Because you got her on track.
what
So
I
what
did
did you do different?
I made sure that she went to school. I made sure that she got her grades up. I made sure that every time she went to see the therapist, what the conversation was being brought to them, I had something for that. So it was like, well, Miguel, she said she's this, she's that. I said, well, I got a paper from 2015, the beginning of the year, where the teacher's like doubting that she's even normal. But here's a paper 9 months later, outstanding, satisfactory.
Right.
This is when I took over.
So I'm gonna ask
So-
you a question. Do you have a master's?
No.
So your girl who has a master's means she's clearly serious about school.
Yeah.
Why can't she take that serious about her own daughter?
Because it's not about her daughter. It's about her.
Yeah. It becomes.
So then that right there.
But see,
yeah,
but see, you have to prove.
But you
like
have
I
to
said,
prove
you
that.
have
Yeah,
to
you have to prove that.
See,
right?
these
but
days,
that right there.
That's
these
a
days,
society
like,
thing. and
like, see,
It
they
should
don't
be.
look at now.
It
Now, like you
should.
said,
It
they don't
should have
look
been
at.
easy.
They don't
Right.
look at the. They don't care about the gender thing no more. It's about proving stuff now. Like anytime you make like the Bill Cosby thing, it took years to round that up. Like all these producers, this stuff take years because
Right.
you have to go through the course. You have to prove stuff. You
Right.
can't just say something like, "Hey man, he just shut up all these folks." They're gonna be like, "Well, we have to prove that he did this."
Did
We
you,
can't-
did, did you see it?
Did you see
Where's
it?
the
There's a
World
video.
Star video?
Yeah,
Where's
right.
the World Star
So,
video?
Let me ask a question because the producer sent me something that was pretty dope, and this is for Randy because Randy and yourself, Chris and Randy, because you guys had involved moms, right? So do you guys think that you guys are such good providers now because you guys seen the struggle of your moms?
In a sense, yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely. Because I told myself, I'm going to get married. It's going to be one time. I ain't doing no divorce. So I'm going to look
Right.
for that one that's going to be the one.
Uh,
I have been married 12 years. And I don't
Good.
see anything changing.
uh,
But I seen my mom get married and divorced twice. I seen
Uh-huh.
my dad get married and divorced. And I'm like, my dad he set me up for my bad example.
Right.
Yeah.
And my mom set me up for my good example.
Right.
Well, first of all, your mom paid your pop's child support, bro.
Yeah.
She wins.
That's props right
Right.
there.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
props for mom.
yeah, I know.
That's
I
nice.
know.
Yeah, because that's unheard of back in the 80s.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah.
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 That
Yeah, this
That's
is like-
unheard
this
of
is
down
like-
there today. Like,
Yeah.
that's crazy.
Real
Well,
talk.
this was like 90s, but
That's
Yeah,
even
so
90s.
that's
Same
what I'm
shit,
saying.
but
Even
yeah,
90s, yeah.
even
Yeah, see, the
90s,
thing
like-
is, like, nowadays, how they do it now, they don't care, like, they go by strictly, like, for example, you got joint legal, joint physical, and you make way more than that, and you got more custody, they're going to still make you pay a percentage.
I think that's dope.
I know.
Based
And
off
that-
of,
that's why, like, my mom called me.
80%
Yeah,
time.
my mom called me. I'm there. That's
Right.
I'm there. That's
No
my
question.
mom. She
No
done took
questions
care of
asked.
me.
And
That's-
like, I know my mom, I love my mom, I thank her for birthing me, but I don't have a relationship with my mom. You know what I'm saying? Because she wasn't there for me. She
Right.
was there, just there, like a friend, but she wasn't there to nurture,
As
to
you
teach
needed
me.
her. As
She
you
didn't
needed
teach
her.
me nothing.
Right.
Oh, no, I'm
Like,
a-
I can't exaggerate
I'm
about
gonna claim
that.
it. I'm a
you
big
know?
ass mama's boy.
And see, and
she was
I
there,
applaud
but
you
she
for
was
that.
there. She took
You know,
care of
so,
me.
right.
I mean,
I applaud
What,
you
I
for
see
what
that.
about
that.
Rand though?
I
What
see that, though.
What about Randy? Like, what you think? Like, I mean, because I've grown up with you. I've known him since I was like
So
10,
you know.
11.
So
And I know the struggles. And she went to
Right.
work, busted her ass.
She busted her
every day.
ass,
Has it
night
affected
and day.
you? Is that what?
So my whole goal was to be the opposite as I seen my father. Like
Nice. They're very easy.
that was my goal.
That's
like
an easy go
to be
right?
what he wasn't.
Right.
Yep.
And to see her struggle
Yep.
through raising 3 kids, and it's like, I'm not gonna be that. Like, I'm not gonna be that dude that's gonna carry somebody through that. Like,
But
that's
that's the goal in life.
right.
I always said the goal in life is to be better than your parents.
Right.
Yeah.
Let me.
So I was like, regardless of me being a male, me being
Uh-huh.
a female, whatever, like, this is what my mom went through.
Uh-huh.
I know I'm
Maybe
a
be
male.
better.
I gotta be better.
Right.
That's so
regardless.
okay. So
And my dad was like this, and because I'm a male and he's like this,
Yo,
I
Chris.
don't want to be like this.
Chris Rand, like one of the things that I'm thinking, and I'm only saying this in a reflective moment because he's challenged me previously in episodes
Right.
because we sometimes hold such a negative connotation and energy towards our fathers that we focus on that. I'm thinking right now though, like, is it the pain and suffering that you see in your mom? Is it a way we can extract, regardless if the father was there or not? Is there a way we can extract them from the picture and saying, I see my mom cry, I see her
Right.
back hurt. Like,
I see-
is it a way? Did you guys? If I was to ask you, Rand, was it more of the if you had to focus on the fact that your father wasn't there, so you know to do the opposite, or the fact that your mother was there and you seen the struggle?
I seen her struggle.
Which one is more
It's a
powerful?
struggle.
I seen her struggle.
Is it a struggle?
Like,
So
Definitely.
so I'll say
I seen my mom be beat.
you know what I'm saying?
So I'll say
So
this.
it's like I don't.
So
That's why one of the main reasons why I don't like even think about touching women is because like I said,
right
I grew up
for that
with
for that.
Mhm.
But
so it's like that's
So-
you know.
So the struggle. So what I'm basically saying is,
Beat the shit out of girl.
wait.
Whoa.
What you say?
wait, time out. Pause.
Whoa.
Wait a minute.
Flag on the play,
So
bro.
so what I'm
you say?
basically. So what I'm
Stay in your
saying-
place.
What I'm saying.
That's the high tournament.
Hey,
time.
for
No,
real.
nope.
Chris
What I
Brown.
said earlier, that's that Trump is president mentality.
Oh,
Right.
Stay
shit.
in your lane and shit.
Okay, so
that MAGA
to
hat.
answer your question, like to see when you see like okay, so I see it as this. My dad not being there was a good thing
Mhm.
because that I mean,
You didn't have no choice though.
right, you didn't.
You didn't have no choice.
But
my
then-
dad was there and he was just a deadbeat
Right,
dad.
so by him-
I didn't have no choice.
So by him leaving, that
I don't want to be
that
like
gave me an example of okay, that's what not to do. Like
Mhm.
he left. Like if you could just leave your family like that,
Mhm.
you ain't shit.
Right.
And you know what? You made a good point right now because this what happens with me. I lost my father when I was 10.
Right.
He was in the gangs. And like what you said, your father not being there was the best. Sometimes one loss, it makes great for others and more.
And that's true.
Like
One
Dr.
closed
King,
door
his
opens the
death
door. Yeah.
And that's true.
opened doors for millions.
Right.
And for me, I felt like my father's death opened the door for me because, I went in the system. I grew up in the streets. And at the end of the day, when it's all said and done, it's your journey.
Alright, so look.
Yeah, it's just depending on how you take
It's-
it.
it's-
Because
it's
you could have
how-
just as easily went into the
Went
game.
into that
Same thing.
Right,
Because
that's
that's
okay,
what your
so-
dad
okay,
did.
say.
But
Alright,
you
so-
said instead, like, I don't want
I
to be
don't
like
wanna be
this.
like
So-
I want to be better.
Yeah.
So I'll say this. So touching on the absent father episode we
Uh-huh.
did, I found out my pops was staying when I was like 11 years old. So we went over there. He had to just he didn't know us.
Yeah.
So
That hurts.
and it's like damn, like dude, like for real, like okay, cool, that's what it is. So after that, we went to see him, found where he's staying. So we seen him, whatever. He called like right after that. So I talked to him very briefly, and I was like, you know what? Don't call her again. Fuck you. It is what it is. No, I told him I was like,
No,
fuck
no,
you.
that sounds like you. That's what I'm laughing.
I said, you have no right to call her again. Don't call this house anymore. You're good. Like,
Yeah.
we're straight, bro. Like, I'm cool off of you. So-
Because you grew up.
Yeah.
You became.
But see,
you
right.
had to take that role.
It
And
forced me-
sometimes you have to take
It
that
forced
role.
me to be a man before I
It had
should have
to,
been.
yeah, exactly.
But
And
it
this
is what it
And
is.
this is the thing, like, And I probably would have been in that same boat if I wouldn't have done my research back when my mom talked to me about what happened with my dad.
Right.
So basically, my mom left him because he was on drugs.
Right. Same boat. Same
Yeah,
boat.
and she wanted to like clean herself up.
Right.
And then raise us or whatever.
Right.
My dad couldn't shake the habit, but
Right.
he did try to come around when my sister's dad was living with us.
Right.
But crackheads are weak and
Yeah.
vulnerable, so he couldn't fight
So
my sister's dad. So he basically told him not to come back around anymore.
So the difference in that is my dad just left. Like
Yeah.
he flat out just bounced. Like
And that's the thing. We all have different stories.
right. And
That's what's dope.
that's what's dope about it.
Yeah.
Like he left. And
It's-
we found out where he was by accident.
Check it out. Like, if you really sit back and analyze, he had pops that was there,
Mhm.
but wasn't there. He had pops
That
that,
just
left. I've had pops that was just in the streets doing drugs the whole time. You had pops that the unfortunate events that occurred.
Right.
You had pops that just wasn't there as well,
Yeah.
similar. But we all have these different varieties of stories that makes us these unique individuals.
There.
But
Right.
but let's talk about the thing that Miguel coined about at the beginning of the podcast. He said I'm not sure if it was you or Miguel, but you guys said that it's something about this group in particular that separated us. And I think you were talking for a minute, and I said, what do you think we all have in common? And one of the things that I attribute a lot of this shit to is, like, we all were low-key victims of the gang and the crack epidemic that went on, the drug epidemic that went on in the 80s. We're all pretty much 80s babies.
Yeah.
And I think, really, in all honesty, what happened is, in the 80s, we got hit. I think we were about to hit our ascension as black people and minority people,
And
and
then
then we got hit.
Crack epidemic.
And I think right now what's currently going on is the same exact thing.
Seems like
it's
it, bro.
but
It
it's a
seems
new
like it.
it's a new so a lot of look at this. A lot of us recovered. Almost everybody that's in your bracket. When we start talking about Jason, Lynn, Miguel, me, Randy too. You know what I'm saying? Like, you talk about all these kids, we're all around the same age bracket because we're recovering. Just like slavery, just
Right.
like civil rights,
Right.
we start to recover. Now there's a new thing that seems to be going on. I can't put my fucking finger on it. I know I sound like a conspiracy theorist,
Okay, that's not the-
but I'm talking
Okay.
about today's climate. Today's climate,
is
shit
gay.
is shifting. So please share. It's what?
Yeah,
gay.
they are gay.
Yeah.
They are gay.
Hey,
Right.
is that no?
Right.
But no. Okay, so what I'm saying is like, all right. So the attack.
Uh-oh.
So the attack. Yeah. I'm not gonna take away from that. But wait, hold on.
Trendies.
What I'm saying.
You gotta respect.
So that's the new crack.
respect
That's the
it.
new crack and
If he
cocaine.
wants to be a girl,
No,
he could
so
be a girl.
what I'm saying is
Nah.
what's taking the fathers out of the households today though? What am I saying? I'm saying what's taking the fathers out of the household in the year 2019?
It's
What's pulling them?
themselves.
What is it though?
Themselves.
Just themselves?
I mean, we still got the drugs and all that stuff, but there's this new generation is so politically correct. It's insane. It's like
It's
dude,
selfishness.
It's so selfish. It's like they no honor, no respect.
Oh, the
no morals.
integrity, the morals, a lot of that is going. I have seen that.
It's a sense of responsibility. That's what it is.
They don't have no sense of, or they don't have no sense of
Respect and
consequences.
responsibility. Oh,
They don't know what
consequences.
consequences is.
Right.
Like, a kid will go out there and do some shit and just be like, like, it's my right. But think of your future though, bro. Like,
Right.
No, I think that is ass whoopings.
You think it's a lack of
Yeah,
ass
it's
whoopings?
a lack of
Definitely
It's a
the
lack of
ass-
it. It's
yeah,
a lack
yeah.
of it.
I'll tell
It
you
is,
what,
it
my
is.
dad was not there, but when I fucked up,
He's ready to get that
he
ass
was
whooping.
ready to get that ass. Like,
Well,
damn, I haven't seen you all week.
Yeah.
Oh, damn, man, shit.
No.
All
You're
right,
at the home, but I'm
what are
here
you
to
doing?
whoop your
Oh,
ass.
it's time to get my ass.
It's a major factor.
So I say this,
All right.
and you can attest to this. Like I grew up in my granny's house. Ass whoopings were a daily thing.
Yeah.
You already know.
I live right next door.
Go get a switch.
Yep.
If you didn't get a switch, if you didn't get the right switch, she gonna get one, and it's
But,
10 times
hey,
worse.
But now, kids got fucking child protective service on speed dial and shit.
Real shit.
You can't even
But-
yell at your kid outside.
But
Yeah.
on
without
top
getting
of
no
that
trouble.
too, it's a way that we were raised in the fact that and just like you said, integrity. Because integrity is super big, right?
It is.
And one of the main factors, and we used to be outside a lot when we were growing up.
Right.
And they're not outside.
And yeah, they weren't outside, but
They're putting pops.
there was a fear
Big
there,
time.
but
They
it
are.
separated. It separated survival of the fittest.
It did.
Separated the pack. The niggas that stayed in the house were scared to get beat up.
Right.
Right.
It ain't
And the
that
people
no more.
And the people that came outside was they was with it.
That's
you know
true.
What I'm saying?
That's true.
So,
See,
like,
now-
El Sereno.
Yeah, you already know.
You get, like basketball game,
Yeah.
Football,
you fuck
and
around,
street ball,
street
all that.
football and
But
shit.
check it though, y'all kind of bypass what I was saying though. Like, so I'm not sure if this is an issue because I only affiliate just like yourselves. I only affiliate with men that consider themselves fathers or father figures.
Or
I'm
men.
saying
Or being
currently,
men.
right now, I know there's still probably a plethora of females out there that don't have a father figure in their household
There's
right
a
now.
lot of 'em.
What do you think is extracting the males currently from the household? You guys just said selfishness.
Stereotypes. There's
Stereotypes.
stereotypes.
And it's easy. It's so easy to get vagina. Wait, first of all, let me tell you.
It
one
is?
thing. Hell yeah. Let me tell you one thing.
Pretty
Remember.
much,
Wait, no.
yeah.
Just think
Wait, is
about-
that why dudes are staying at home?
No, that's
Like,
why
yo,
niggas
yo,
is
the
leaving the
vagina's
house.
here.
They're leaving the house because you can find and women do it too. You can find the next male or the next woman super quick, faster
Oh,
than
I
what
get
you
what you're
used to
saying.
back in the
Yeah,
day.
So you're saying there's no need to stick
and then
around and work
Netflix
shit
and
out.
chill is a thing now.
Right.
Yeah.
So
Hey,
there's no
you
need to
coming
work
over
shit
to watch
out.
Netflix? I ain't even gotta work,
courtship
bro.
is out.
I can stay in my sweats, nigga. We
check
get
it.
McDonald's.
So
Ordering
check it.
pizzas on the way.
Courtship is out.
About to
The
Netflix
post
and
man.
chill.
Hold on.
Go ahead.
Hold on.
Go ahead.
Yeah. Take,
That's real, though.
Take from the time that before MySpace, where you had to take a girl on a date, go to the movies, do this.
Yeah.
Now,
Yeah.
remember MySpace?
And
Yo,
talk.
what's up?
And talk.
Yeah, you got
Are
to
you coming over?
Yeah.
Yes. Yes, I am coming over.
Right.
Like, what do you mean?
No, hey, before MySpace, Yahoo Mail.
Yeah.
So so basically
Come
what
on.
you so
Yeah.
what we
The
basically
messenger.
summing up
Messenger.
messenger.
It's easy for
So
you
what
to
we
put
summing
out.
up is basically so if we was to say what's extracting males from the household,
Access.
so it's the access to other.
personality.
It's so
you
it's
don't
the
have
access to
know
other people.
Nobody, you can just
That's
reach
true.
out.
So are we
touch-
saying so
reach
what
out,
if I was to
touch
pose
somebody,
this question?
literally.
Yeah.
Reach out like, yeah.
What if I was to pose this
Yeah.
question though? What if I was to say so are we saying that like social media access and access to more people, females or males, whatever your preference
Yeah, no.
is, are we saying is that like the new crack epidemic that's pulling fathers
in
away?
In a sense.
Well,
Or
think-
is it the new
think
game
that-
bang epidemic?
Well, no,
It could
I
be.
think
Which
what
is just yes
happens
or no,
is
like yeah?
anything that attacks the minorities is an
Do
epidemic.
you think that's an attack that's on minorities?
I think
Is
it
it like
is,
social
because
media,
I think that-
singlehood? Because it's
Think
almost
about
like
what-
parents.
Think about what you're fed every day too.
Yeah.
It's like
So if you see-
you want the
if you
next
see
best
this-
thing. They don't know that
I don't
like
eat none of
these
that
women, these women just trash.
They
like
are.
that.
So-
they so
Super, I
trash.
don't
Okay,
eat
so,
none
so,
of that
so,
shit.
so look at it now. You see everybody on social media twerking.
Uh-huh.
Girls post what kind of pics on social media.
Just ass pictures. I had to unfollow all that shit. Just
Yeah.
So
Soon as you-
I don't even
so
see that shit on my
that's
Discovery
the thing.
no more. Shout out to Dale for unfollowing.
yeah. I had to like for the longest
I'll
time.
just be clear. Dale, this nigga Dale again.
Wait, what do you
Like,
mean?
you know, like
It showed what I like?
It shows what your friends like. So
Right.
Hey,
like,
I never went to the Discovery page. I guess
No,
I'm a
no, no.
narcissist.
No,
but
I'm saying
I'm
on
a-
my Discovery page, like when you
When
click
I like
search,
something,
when
yeah.
you click search, it shows you like a bunch of shit.
Yeah.
and,
Right.
and all the shit that it shows you what your friends
And
like.
it would be like a
Right.
bunch of asses and titties.
and I'm like,
But-
and I click it. I'm
but
like,
here's the
damn,
thing.
rent too. Ah, these
Yo,
niggas.
I was
Right.
caught
Yeah,
up
hey,
on it.
for
I
sure,
was
for
caught up.
sure.
I didn't realize
But-
that I was getting caught up in the
But here's the
cycle.
thing.
Uh-huh.
So if it's that if it's that easy, you figure why work for it. I don't have to.
I mean, I hear you on that.
I'm
I'm
leaving a family.
I'm
for it.
more-
That's
I'm
what's
more-
trash.
And that's fucked up though.
because
That's fucked
it's
up.
all everybody just trying to like chase this. They're in a rat race for this fantasy. So right now I'm currently like I'm on a strike right now where I'm not doing any like shows. Only time I jump on social media is if it's like show related, but I'm not doing any shows right now. I stopped posting selfies and stuff like that, and I unfollowed every female that was exposing themselves in a way that my wife wouldn't be happy with. Because I used to like titty pictures, like if they're in a broad bikini or whatever, and like they used to have their little asses out, I'll like it. Like even if they're homegirls.
Oh, nigga.
Okay.
But what I'm saying is this though. But what I'm saying is this. It's a bigger picture. Check it. Like if that's the first thing that I'm seeing, the first 3 posts that I see is just
It's
ass
you.
and titties.
Right.
Then it's low key promoting singlehood.
Okay,
And
but-
then I'm saying like, what? Why is it promoting singlehood? And is
Right.
that the new thing?
But that's
that distracts
generational.
us?
I think that's
You know what I'm
generational.
saying?
It is. It is.
Well, the thing
Explain,
is that
elaborate.
Nobody,
Because when you
the
was
women
in high
don't
school,
respect
when you was in
themselves.
high
They don't
school,
respect themselves.
when we was in
That's
high
true.
school,
That goes
there wasn't no
back to
twerking
integrity.
videos.
No. It wasn't.
Integrity.
No twerking
Ooh.
videos.
Yeah.
Ooh,
It's all
integrity.
about integrity. Everything's
So are we-
integrity.
so-
That, but I say still that's generational.
Yeah, you're right.
So
You're
that
right.
so, no, it's right. Yeah, everybody's
Because
right.
in our
So it's an
generation,
attack.
there wasn't no
So it's an
Tory videos, there
attack.
wasn't no all that
So
shit.
right now, currently, what we're looking at is an attack on
posting the
integrity
wrongs.
or a lacking of integrity,
Or
which is kind
morals
of
or
causing a lot
whatever.
of that shit. Yeah, morals.
Right.
But what I'm curious to know is, I'm just like, if y'all know, do y'all know any like cats that's like 20, 21 years old,
Yeah.
if they're in the household with their kid or not? I mean, I don't know.
Most of them-
Small number.
Yeah,
It's a small number.
yeah. I know about.
Probably very
I know
small.
Out of the 5 that I know that I work with, there's one that takes care of his kid.
Damn.
But it's just it's accessibility. Like
See,
there is
but,
so.
but
Accessible.
when did all of us have our kids? Because I had my kid at 21.
I have mine at 22.
I have mine at 21.
Are you there for your kid? Hell
Yeah.
yeah. Are you
You're
there for your kid?
You're there for
I'm
yours.
there for my kid.
Mhm.
You guys are all there for your
Yeah,
kids.
you got
so
yours
that's-
22,
so
right?
that's-
So-
so
so that again-
So that's the difference.
So that
Yeah.
again
Oh, yeah, you
goes-
first. You led the back, nigga.
Yeah.
Hey,
Right.
yo,
That's
hold
right.
on, hold on, sidebar. Remember y'all was like, Missy's gonna have the first kid?
That is
Yeah,
true.
it's true.
These are
You was
facts.
supposed to be like, yeah, the last, yeah.
Hey.
I thought you was gonna be like the last one. He was
Hey,
first,
sidebar,
like, hey, yo,
I'm
dude.
the last nigga, so I'm good.
Yeah, yo, you want to bet? I think we were supposed to we had a bet going.
We did have
I
a
don't
bet.
even remember what the bet was.
I don't
but yeah, we
even.
had a bet.
But you gotta win, so we're
I
good.
thought Jay was gonna have one first.
Oh, yeah.
For sure.
Yeah, he had one right after.
For
So,
sure.
like,
What was years after?
But
really?
it's,
Energy.
Hey, but I said this. You got trapped.
okay, okay.
Whoa, that's a
Yeah, that
whole
did-
different show.
No. Hey, only reason because she was older than he was.
So she should have knew.
So she was already there. She
already
was
knew it was
like,
up?
so she was like, I want kids. Like, I already want kids. Like, I'm there. Like,
Hey, well, you know what, that term trap. Let's talk about that for a second. The term trap. I think that term is overused a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Hey, you want
Like, people getting trapped? Yeah,
yeah, it's all good.
You talking about people getting trapped?
I think the term trap is
That's a real
in
term.
general. It is a term, but I don't think that's the term that we should use when you value life.
okay.
You
So
get what I'm trying to say?
I'll say it this way. So some women see it as if I have a kid,
No, that's true.
he's gonna stay. Like,
Yeah, that's
regardless.
a trap. No, what you're saying is
That's
a
the
trap.
old keeper nigga, baby.
And
Yeah,
yeah,
exactly. That's
Is
what I'm
it-
saying.
That's
See,
trap.
but
We're trapped.
that's a trap.
That's trap.
What I'm
Trap
saying,
card is
yeah,
Yu-Gi-Oh.
that's a trap.
Yeah.
Nah, I got you.
Yeah, I got you right. What I'm more so getting at
That's
is
a Pokeball.
what I'm more so getting at is this is a new age. This is a new day.
That
You
trap
think you're
don't
trapping
work.
me?
Nah,
No,
trap don't
I'm
work.
taking
Nah.
care of my kid. I don't got to be with your ass. You ain't trap shit.
Matter of
Exactly.
fact, there's 15 vision right now. Look.
Exactly. I'm not trap shit. I'm just taking care of
That's
my
a new
babies at
era
this
right
point.
there.
I think back in the that whole term trap or that mentality trap came back from when like back in the days when you had a kid.
And
Like,
you actually
you had to
stayed.
stay.
Stayed.
No, it's a
Right.
new day and new age, and that's why I kind of like what's going on in 2019 and 2020, whatever the case is, as we progress in the future. Now we can be fathers and take care of our kids, and we ain't got to have shit to do with you.
Right.
Actually,
You know what I'm
you don't have no choice. The courts will find you.
Yeah.
That's true.
Wait, what?
That is true.
We'll find
Wait,
out.
hold on, wait. What do you mean?
No, he said basically you
The
don't
courts
have
will find
choice
your
to
ass.
not take care of the kid because the courts will find you.
They'll find you.
So there or not, they still got you.
Hey, what
Wait.
if you move to Europe?
Nah, nigga.
No.
They can still get you.
They still get you.
Like, they
they
can-
can garnish you from anywhere.
The
Yeah.
child
They
support
can
up that
garnish you?
game. They
They
take
did?
they take your driver's license.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They take your driver's
No.
license. They
I'm not driving to California. If I move to Europe from California, I'm not gonna do this shit. I love my kids. I'm just curious. Devil's advocate. No, wait, what? Why not? I'm curious if anybody knows how that works. And I
They
swear I'm
still
not,
get you, bro.
I'm not plotting nothing babes.
They still get
I'm
you.
not plotting
They
nothing
still
babes.
get your
And
ass.
that's why I
In
said
Europe?
I like the way they do it now. You know, they will, cause back then.
Y'all
it was-
niggas ain't
she just
never
had a baby,
evaded.
you know?
Y'all ain't never evaded no child support while y'all was in Europe. Stop playing. Y'all niggas acting like
Now listen,
who
wait,
is
So we're all African American males here, right?
or partially
Or
as
partially.
Halfway.
at least
Halfway.
somewhat there. Yeah, we're minorities. Let's just say that.
So, as you were saying earlier, and I remember, and it brought back with this piece of paper that was just slipped to me, but I remember what you said. You were talking about the evolution of African Americans, and I remember we got to our pivotal point probably early '70s, right? Civil rights movement is over.
Right.
We're actually building a black family.
That was the
and
strongest
things
we
like
ever
that.
been was in the 70s.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So the '80s come, they crush us, right?
Crack epidemic.
Crack, yeah.
So,
Yeah.
so now with all this technology and in the world and all this wisdom that we're not getting from the technology because it's just giving us information, but we're not really processing it the way that we're supposed to. Do you guys think that now, like, because the 70s we got crushed, we have to go through the 90s to rebuild. Now, do you think that us as males are rebuilding?
Well, I take a step further, like hundreds of years.
Mm.
We don't have an identity. We're probably the only culture that don't have an identity.
That's true. We are
Yeah.
teenagers in this world, African American.
That's facts.
Yeah, because we.
Every culture you know has an identity. They know where they come from.
They got an
They know their
ancestry.
history.
We
They
don't have
know their
one.
religion.
We don't have one.
And Miguel,
Africa has so many tribes. And,
yeah.
there's probably tribes that have been diminished that you come from. You will never know.
Yeah.
You will never know your background. So, what we built in America was by force, like soul food. You know what I'm saying? we made something out of nothing. So
Right.
so what we come from is from scraps, and
From the ground up, pretty
from
much.
the ground up, pretty much. So in 2019, we are sitting here based on survival. We don't know our background. Only background we know is what
They tell us.
was what they told us out here.
I
That's
mean,
why most
yo,
blacks
check
are-
it. I don't fully agree with you. I like where you're going with that, but I don't
Okay.
fully agree with you. You know, I fuck with you, but I think like you hit it right on the nose. But to your question, the fact that you even just said that is the answer in itself. We're starting to reflect.
Yeah.
I don't know, and I can't say if our ancestors and the people who came before us, the 70s civil rights, the 90s, if they were ready to reflect. But we've seen what they did in the 90s, the 80s, the 70s to
Even
to
the
tear us
60s.
down.
But
the
see,
60s.
how did they get to that though? It had to start somewhere.
It had to.
Nothing comes from nowhere. Nothing.
Right. So what I'm saying is this. This is like, I mean, like we can harp on the past all day, and we can try to figure it out. All I'm saying is now, and I live my life with such a paranoia, and it's fucked up. Like you see, when I came in today, I locked the doors. Is not even mine.
But it's not fucked up.
But you
No.
said so. You see what I'm saying? It's like so I'm conditioned to the point to look out for everything that could possibly happen.
And
And
that's
I think
right
that's
thing.
the number one thing that's going to help us steer through the next 20 years as new things are rolled out, as pills, as different forms of music and different trends are rolled out to keep us separated and keep us from building up because
Well, let me just say something
we are
real
still
fast.
teenagers.
See what you said
Right.
right there about the coming in, locking the doors, being aware, keeping your third eye open. This is where the questions was asked, where the new generation falls in. The new generation don't have a third eye open.
That's
So
true.
by you saying that you feel like you overdoing it, you not. People back then was taught to have their third eye open, was taught to be aware.
So by,
This generation will walk in front of a freaking car
so
and say,
by nature,
you supposed to
he's-
stop.
So by nature,
No,
you're thinking,
right.
you're thinking I have my guard up. I'm protective. I watch over everything.
Yeah.
I see everything from
You
every angle.
carry 2 knives.
Yeah.
This is true.
It's like,
These are facts.
yeah.
But
That's my move for the
no,
night.
but so when you said you came in. First thing you did was what? Lock
Lock the
both
door.
doors.
Yeah.
Lock both locks.
Mhm.
So that's a I have my guard up mentality. Like
Mhm.
I'm careful of everything.
Yeah.
These new generation, they're like it
They're
is what it
careless
is.
about
They
everything.
don't
Like
care.
they said, you're like they'll walk. Yeah, you're
They
right.
walk in front of a bus.
Do you think that we're
They'll so this is what they do. They walk like this, bro.
I can't go to no restaurant without seeing the exit.
Exactly.
I gotta sit.
Exactly.
You gotta sit. We talked about that.
I
I gotta
gotta
sit.
walk
Sit
in,
facing the
walk
exit.
out.
Yeah.
Exactly.
wherever?
Well, you about to
back
get
to
say?
the
You about to
wall.
get say something? You
I
about
was
to
saying,
say?
like, do you think that people are just desensitized? One of the things that I really respect about Miguel, and we clown him a lot for it, having that 2014 phone, he never got caught in the
Social media, yeah.
That's facts.
So Miguel still holds on to a lot of integrity that
And
I
core
lost
values
years ago,
that
I lost
Yeah.
years ago, and
Respect for that.
It's
Respect.
not until I have a conversation with this nigga that it re-clicks in my head because I think I think that it's programmed. I remember when social media first came out and the government, they were saying that the government was trying to shut it down because it wasn't internet wasn't supposed to be used that
right.
way.
It was military on
But
it. Yeah.
what they did was they flipped it on us.
They used it as a weapon.
And now they use it as a weapon.
But see, they
to,
tell
So
you
who's
though.
saying that the military is still using it then?
So check it.
No, they
So-
are.
exactly.
So-
exactly. Let me say something because God damn, I just damn near forgot my point. But gosh, man. Oh, all right. So like you said, like all right. Let me see if I can gather it up. You said like the military and like being like desensitized or whatever the case is.
Yeah, because we look at our phone all the time. Like, that's the reason why people walk in front of cars.
Oh,
It's
okay.
not because they want you to stop. It's because they're not even fucking paying attention.
Right. So
No, there's
what I
some
was
of them, man. I
So-
tried buses, man. Some of them be walking like this, bro.
and it's
Man,
it's
they-
entitlement.
They'll look
It's
like this
entitlement.
and keep it pushing, bro.
Check it,
Yeah.
check it.
Like,
A lot
what
of
are you
females
doing?
right now, you start looking at the age of like 25 and under, and they're looking for sugar daddies. They're expecting handouts and all that.
Yeah.
And what I'm saying is, all right. So I had this new theory that says that there's no longer an age bracket under 30. I would say under 28 right now. And I could be wrong, and there's a few far in between, but there's no age bracket under 28 at this point. It's just the age of your social media. There's the age bracket of MySpace. There's the age bracket of not even MySpace, like let's say Facebook era, Snapchat era, and Instagram era. So what age are you right now? You're Instagram, because right now you can look at people from the age of like on average, not everybody. There's a few. But you can look at 21 to 27, and they all act uniform. Everybody is becoming so uniform.
Even
so like
their
that,
mannerisms
their
that
mannerisms,
walking
their
and they're
sayings,
talking on the phone
they're
and
listening.
things like that.
Like, listen, I used to work at Clear Channel as a radio station, and they studied the demographics of everybody who would be listening to the type of makeup they wore to the amount of money they wore. Like, this shit is out there. It's absolutely out there. So all I'm basically saying is this. Long story short, like, yo, keep your core values. You said integrity. You said it's a generational thing, right? You know what I'm saying? Like, we're taking all this history. You're saying it's history that we got to learn from. This shit is this right here. The reason why I stand so, like, avidly behind this is because this is information that could be passed on and affect generations to the point that we can have a next great president off of this shit. You get what I'm saying? So I told I was telling my wife and I was telling my kids the other day, I said, look, whatever y'all do outside, do that. But when we in this house, these are certain ways that we're going to conduct ourselves. We're going to put phones away. We're going to talk to each other. And even to the point where I'm going to write down some of these integrities and morals and laws that I stand by. And we're going to keep a book. And we're going to pass this down to our family. Because 150 years from now, when your grandkids is so lost and tied up into social media or whatever is going on in the next fad that's going on, these core values that you maintain, almost like what you said with Miguel, that's what I was trying to get back to. Miguel was out of touch, but was he out of touch or was he really in touch? Yeah. We were out of touch.
It seemed like he was in touch.
You see what I'm saying? Because the further you go away, getting caught up with this bullshit, the further you go away from being in touch from your
core values.
Exactly.
Right.
So it's important to channel these, save these, and that's another reason why I think a lot of these books and shit is getting eliminated.
That's where he has a leg up on everything.
It's funny
he's got to let up because the more you get tied into the social media thing, you lose focus on who you are and your values and all that shit.
So don't post this shit. Let's just keep it here. Like, let's just save it without.
No. Put this out because it's informative.
I know. I'm just fucking around.
I know. Things that people used to hear, like one of the things, like I talk to Miguel a lot when I talk to him on the phone. Like, we don't talk as much as we used to. Every time I talk to him on the phone, one of the main things he always says is like, you know, things that are handed down from the OGs.
Right.
And
he said that.
People,
but you know what?
People think that OGs is like, it's like, oh, they're gangsters or whatever.
Oh,
it's the
an
people
OG is somebody
before us that has the wisdom.
An OG is somebody who's going to show you the way.
Yeah.
If your OG's not telling you how the things you should do, that's not an OG.
Bro, because what it is essentially is you can get to a destination. That OG can have some information that'll save you
a lot
half
of time.
the time.
Exactly.
And see what happens is this. I was just reflecting on this like maybe last week. I was like, as I'm starting to acquire more information and I'm starting to develop this wisdom, like a piece of me, like I work with kids. I want to share it, but then I one of the things, because what happens is this: we always underestimate another person's capacity. We should never underestimate a person's capacity, but we do it. We say, they ain't gonna understand. They young blood. You don't know.
But in that sense, you're an OG in that sense because you're telling the younger cats, or you should be telling them what they should do.
You should.
So when you say, I don't know if they can comprehend what I'm saying.
We can't do that anymore.
Right.
Like it has to start now where we say, even if we sound like we're out of our fucking minds, we gotta still let that knowledge out, because right when you thought that a person, when you underestimated their capacity and then they actually showed you that they got it, and now they're channeling that.
Well, see, I've had OGs tell me like, hey, don't do this because this will get you this and that. And I'm like, okay, cool. So advice is free. It costs you nothing to listen to somebody.
But do you think that people want to hear what you got to say?
Not too much. This generation, not too much.
This
not if they're doing this.
But here's the thing.
If they on that.
Whether you hear it or not, advice is still free. Now I can tell you a whole lot of shit. Now whether you want to listen to it and take heed to it, that's up to you.
Take a horse to the well, but not let them drink, right?
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly. Water, but not let them drink.
Now
so the safety issue, Dale, because you lock doors and stuff. You think like you teach Blessing and Zion to do that as well?
Yes, I teach my kids a lot.
You teach please share, because I got a story to tell you, but please share, like on your
like the car door, like if I'm gonna roll up to the store and jump out, and I'm just jumping out, lock the door. I'll be right
Yeah.
back.
Hell yeah.
Lock the house door.
I got
lock
I got it down to the point where I call it Nostradamusin, where I say I tell my wife we got a Nostradamus shit. But when it comes down to locking things and being safe, I tell my son, like, if I was to leave, if you hear a bang at the door and it's not me, you don't open the window, you don't you go under the bed, you call, like, I have a full plan right now. Because, yeah, you said it like, yo, based off of your childhood and a lack of information that you've had. And now I'm looking at Bless Sean. Like, now, the reason why he actually isn't here right now is because his mom actually starting to depend on him because of some of the jewels and gems that I'm putting into him. She's like, yeah, nah, he's going to stay this weekend because he's going to help me watch his little brother and little sister. He's 12.
That could
but
be
he's starting to develop.
Too,
I think it's too much. You can't put too much on him.
That's
too much too soon is bad.
My baby mama, because, she has a kid, too.
Yeah, talk to me.
She tried to use Melanice as a babysitter.
Yeah, that's horrible.
And that could be the case right there.
No, I agree.
Not saying that it
is, but it could be.
It could
and you got to watch for it. I
that's-
think too much of anything is a problem.
This is what I knew. I knew it was happening with me when my daughter came to me and said, "Dad, I need to watch my sister on that side because she needs me." And I said, "Wait a minute, but you got a sister on this side that's older than that sister. Why you didn't say that about this one?" Oh, because my mom said that she needs us, and I'm the big sister. This and I said, see, that's power of that's that what's the word I'm looking for?
What, entitlement, abuse? What?
No, it's a word.
Manipulation.
Manipulation. There you go.
Right.
Power of manipulation. She's making her feel sorry for her little sister over here, and so it's like we need you over here. So.
Right. I agree.
And that went to the courts too, and it was like, nah, you know what? You telling her, you making her want to look over here, but she's gonna get to the point where she's not gonna deal with neither of you.
No, absolutely.
Because the thing is, when people don't understand,
see.
these kids become adults one day.
Kids
Don't
know.
underestimate their capacity.
They become adults one day.
And that's the key thing.
Yeah.
Because when we were latchkey kids, right? Like take your ass home. Go in the house.
Don't answer doors.
Don't
Don't answer the
door,
phone.
Lock the door.
None of that shit.
Right.
Go somewhere and just play in the house.
Okay, so
Do you think that now that we protect our kids so much, we're making them softer?
I heard you say that when you talked to Randy too. I'm a chill though. You can go ahead and.
So I'll say this. So I know So I grew up. My pops, he was a drug addict. So we had all the dope dudes come into the house, and our back door was broke. So you can just open the door like at your leisure. So that gave me paranoia from when I was a kid. So I lock doors. I do all that shit. I take precautions. That's why I carry knives on me and shit. Cause I'm just like, you know what? You don't know what can happen.
You never know.
Because when you're 8, 9 years old and you got people banging on your doors at 2 o'clock in the morning, you're like, I'm 8 years old with a bat in my hand, 9 years old. Like, what the fuck's going on? I'm up at 2 in the morning just
Bro,
with a
that's
bat.
traumatizing.
It's fucked up. Like, we would come, like,
That's
hey, so from our absent father conversation, we would come home at 1 o'clock in the morning from my mom, taking peanuts from my granny's house, and coming from bingo, we go home, car in front of the house. She busted a U-turn, like, we can't go home. We're going to the motel tonight, or hotel tonight, because somebody looking for your dad. That shit, it fucks you up as a child, because you're like, why can't we go home?
I mean, I think it does play a role in today, but in all honesty, I mean, as long as you're reflective, if you're reflective to realize how you may be impacting your kids, it's being a parent is like constantly thinking, did I make the right decision?
Right.
And then if you can assess yourself, you can never, if you move through life where it's like absolute zero, I know I made the right decision for my child, making them stay home or sending them out.
But you always second guess
what the
yourself.
hard thing is, because
you
we
gotta
all
second
had
guess though.
That whole dad issue
Situation.
thing.
Right.
You gotta
Are you
challenge
doing
it.
too much the
Exactly.
other way?
That's why you
Or
challenge
not
it.
enough.
Doing enough.
That's what the reflection is. That's what it should be.
That was what I was talking about at the beginning. Like, are we overcompensating at this point?
Because me personally,
or whatever,
I think my oldest is soft. I'm like, dude, I was the oldest, and I had to take care of my younger siblings at a young age. And so now I'm like, with you,
yeah, you got.
I'm like, bro, I gotta tell you to fold your clothes and stuff. Like, bro, I had to fold my own clothes, tell my siblings to take care of them, and make this and do this.
My daughter does all that stuff, but she's really, really emotional.
Right.
And with my son, I'm just like tagging, like like trying to just keep him rough.
Toughen him up a little bit.
He'll run and attack you. He'll punch people in the face, like. and I'm okay with it.
Wait, whoa.
No, I'm absolutely okay.
I think you got an abusive son, though, bro.
This is psycho, bro.
In this world,
No,
he gonna get expelled, okay?
Oh, yeah,
You
I
can't
know.
just be punching kids.
I'm okay, but see,
He said I'm okay with that. You know, I'm homeschooling. That's what I wanted.
I'm good.
Because this is the thing. Like you,
For sure, man.
what you have is like a.
Hey, you sorry, man. Come on, how you feel?
All right, man. Thanks for coming out.
Yeah.
You know, this ain't my house though.
That's me.
Nice meeting you, man. Take care.
All right. That's me.
All right.
That's me.
So yeah. So just going back to that, that was crazy.
Your son running up, punching niggas in the
so
face.
But it's,
Last
it's,
action hero.
All I want, yeah.
Aiden Schwarzenegger.
Exactly. All I want him to be is
It's tough.
just tough.
Like
Yeah.
how we had to grow up.
Because
we
there's
had to grow
so
up
many,
tough.
because
But we had
like
to,
you
we
said
were forced
earlier,
to.
when we project out 50, 20 years, 30 years, 40 years, there's going to be a drop-off in how society handles certain things.
Right.
And the people that are able to be tough through those things are going to be the ones that are the leaders.
Survival
They're
of
gonna
the fittest.
fall back.
If we
Reflection.
make it 50 to 100 years.
We're
That's
talking about,
true.
that's true.
The way
Yeah, the
society
world,
is
yeah.
going right now, bro, it may not
If you
even
see
make it
60
that
years, if you see 50,
60
you're lucky.
years.
But that's a
Yeah.
whole nother episode.
It is.
I mean,
that's
we're
like,
talking about kids,
what do you tell
kids.
your
I mean,
kids? Because
kids,
now
kids,
it's like,
No, because
with the police and shit,
it
like,
falls
bro,
with- it falls with
exactly.
this. It
Do you
falls with this
listen? Do you
because
not listen?
Alright,
because
so
you're
does
talking
it
about
matter?
the generation
I say
that
this.
are going to be the next boomers 50, 60
So-
because our boomers are dying off now.
Right.
Yeah.
So
They
with
were
this
tough.
they were tough. This
Yeah.
generation is so
It's
soft. It's
Okay,
not
so
even funny.
I
no
say
more.
this. I have a nephew. He's 16. I tell him you have to conduct yourself a certain way because the way you guys are dying at a young age, it's a high rate. Like you can't talk back to police. You can't talk back to anybody because they're shooting first and ask questions last.
Well, but see, the thing is, I mean, I'm not gonna say like I disagree with the situation because I don't like the fact how it's just more that police officers are being exposed more. It's nothing
They're being
new.
exposed.
It's
Yeah,
nothing
I
new.
know.
Okay,
but,
so
but the
it's
thing
not
is,
new.
these kids these days don't respect authority.
At all.
At all.
They won't.
And that's true.
If
Rather
they don't,
than-
if they don't
rather
fear
than a sword or
God, they
not.
don't fear God. They don't fear their parents. What makes you think they're gonna fear you?
And that's
God?
true.
But
and
you-
that police officer.
Yeah, but you-
if
you
he
think about
if he
it.
say, son, get over here, put your hands up. Bro, that's an authority figure no matter what.
Right.
Even though he's a police officer, that's an authority figure.
Right.
He has a badge.
I
Yeah,
think-
no,
I
that's
think that goes
how,
back to ass whoopings.
Well,
though.
yeah, but see, that's how.
And that's true.
That's
exactly-
Because I got my
true.
ass whooped, so I ain't
Well,
talking back to
No,
nobody that's
bro,
like,
look,
oh,
this
right.
is different. This,
Yes,
is-
sir.
this
No,
is
sir.
different.
Oh, yes,
When-
sir.
when-
No,
back
sir.
then, if a police officer came, people was scared.
Yeah, they were.
These days, people, oh no, cameras. This is our rights.
Right.
That's it's.
But see,
Yeah,
hey,
And you
right.
gonna get peeled.
But look it,
There
if you got your ass whooped,
Yeah.
you wouldn't
You
be like,
would-
oh hell no, I know my rights.
Yeah.
I know you
But
can't be doing all this.
but
You just be like, yes
but
sir.
those same
I'll-
people,
Exactly.
but those
Those are
same
facts.
people that are like, I got my rights with this camera, were the same people that wasn't coming outside back then.
Exactly. But so
Who wasn't getting their ass whooped.
Exactly.
Either by the kids
Because-
outside or their parents.
So-
posters on the
those
wall.
of us who got our ass whooped
Raz
on a
B,
regular
Raz B's
basis.
on the wall like this.
So look, I say this. So if you get your ass whooped on a regular basis, you knew I can't talk back to adults because that's out of character. You can't do that. If you walk into a room with adults, what'd you do? Excuse me.
That's respect.
Or walk away.
Or you walk away.
You're not
You're
even
losing
allowed to be in
respect.
grown folks'
You
mouth.
can't. You can't.
Why are you even in the living room?
Exactly.
Yep.
Yeah.
But
That's why I said 100 years from now, will we still make it?
Yeah.
Because the way it's no respect at all.
Not
bro.
if you. That's what I was
There's
saying.
no
Like if you
respect.
don't take that information that you currently have channeled inside you and pass that down on
Right.
to your kids. So when we first came into the place today, I heard somebody saying that on the bus there was a kid who was listening to music that we grew up to.
Yeah.
right.
Obviously, that kid has somebody that's passing information down. The same way
Right.
we pass music and classical
Pass
gems
other
down.
information down.
Like you said about the OGs, you gotta pass this information down.
It's all wisdom.
And
It's all wisdom.
and I think right now the resilience that you're seeing with our generation is what's meant to fuck up whatever plans that be from the leaders. Because what the hell do you do? So literally what's going to have to happen, in my opinion, is there's going to be a split. There's going to be a bunch of people who knuckleheads that was around our age that just couldn't fucking get it,
Right.
and they went that way. Then there's going to be us that went this way.
Right.
They're going to have to deal with us.
So-
They're going to have to treat us with, because as long as we keep those core values and stuff like that, as everybody goes start falling off the cell phones,
It's a-
Xanax and lean
It's
and all
a
this
select
stuff.
few that went this way.
You see what I'm saying?
Right.
Let them, but it's only going to be a percentage. What is
Right.
it, like
It's a
30,
small
40%?
Shit,
A
if
small-
that.
Probably
It's that.
smaller than that.
It's that.
So
Probably
it is
all right.
smaller.
So and I had this whole mentality that said, okay, so when you think about the Jay-Z's and some of the moguls that was born in the 70s, look at what they became.
Yeah.
Born in the 60s and the 70s, they took information from their OGs and they used
used
it
it.
in the environment that they were currently
Right.
put in, and that was the way that they excelled above the people who was kind of like in the
But
same
It's funny because
world with them.
I see cats that we grew up with still doing the same shit that they're doing in
There's
high
some-
school, and it's like
It's meant to
People
be.
are hard workers.
Right.
You gotta grow up.
yeah,
You
but
have
see,
to
but
evolve
that
as
comes
you
with
do.
maturation. But some of them are they get older in age, but they don't mature.
So that what they said to you is, Randy, like you have the knowledge and the information and the accessibility to become that next mogul,
Right.
that next whether it's money or whether it's just knowledge or
Whatever,
wisdom,
whatever it may
you
be.
have that ability and that access. While everybody else is running that direction with the sheeple, and you run this
You go that route,
direction,
right?
and you gather all this knowledge, you take that and use it to better your children or your people, your friends and family around you,
Right.
and you lift them up as a community or whatever the case is. And then you're gonna lose some from that pack. Every herd
Loses
has
some.
people. Yeah, every herd
And that's-
loses.
Yeah,
And
there
that's
has to be
facts.
a shepherd somewhere.
Yeah.
So, we are now an hour in.
Okay,
So,
you wrap up.
Let's wrap up.
All right.
Chris, you're new to the show, and Miguel. So I'm gonna let you guys go first if y'all want. Like, I got something to some jewels to drop.
Oh yeah, man, I got a closer right here, man.
All
Pretty
right.
much. What he was saying.
God damn, I don't know
This-
if I follow it. I'm just gonna
This
sit
how
here.
you this how you close it out. So basically, what Dale's saying, right? We're going this way, we're going that way, right? But it's a small percentage. This is that small percentage. The rest is zombies. You got to be able to survive from those zombies.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
it.
That's true.
You know what I'm saying?
There
Because
is.
there's not a big percentage. So what the OGs is saying to the YGs, they can say it to 100 YGs. Maybe 2 will listen. But there's a big number. 7 billion people on Earth, man. There's not 7 billion that's living right. There's not 1 billion that's living right, man. There's a smaller percentage that are living the old values than that are living the new value, which is no value. There is no value to living right now. There's no morals. There's no honor. People are getting stuff with no honor. They're not putting in no work to get the cars, the clothes, the jewelry, everything they're getting. These kids are getting. There's no honor to that. So they don't know what hard work is. They're not getting that. So
It's the
you know,
value of the
it's
dollar.
the value.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
That's very true.
And it's just that, like, that's what I said, like, not knowing how long this will last. Like, it will be, you know, this earth is built on living things, and it's about survival. So what don't work, you know, the greatest saying is, not everything comes to stay, everything comes to pass, you know what I'm saying? So that's a good saying, you know, everything comes, nothing comes to stay.
Mm-hmm.
Everything comes to pass. There you
Mhm.
go. So when you look at it like that, it's like nothing lasts forever.
Exactly.
So only the strong survives. It's a small percentage. This is a start, but I do see it as an epidemic where we're losing our children.
Mm.
I see it as zombies. I always say that. When
Yeah,
I drive
I
the
hear you.
bus, I say, "Oh man, there's zombies over here.
Just-
There's
yeah.
zombies." You know.
Just call
So
out. I hear you. I'm with you on that.
Well, damn. You gotta be
Nice.
robbing
Hell, you gotta come with some World War Z shit times
Right.
10, bro.
The zombies is coming. I don't know what to say.
Walking Dead shit.
Nah, cause it's like I get
I
what he's
think-
saying. It's like nobody's really alive and paying attention to what the fuck is going on.
Right.
So it's like they're here.
Zombies.
Because zombies.
They're
I
here,
get
but they're
it.
not here.
the thing is, they don't fear death. You know what I'm saying? So they don't understand that they could die today.
Or is it they don't
They don't
fear
value
death?
life.
Or there
They
you
don't
go.
value
The
life.
quality of life.
It's the same.
You see
It's
what
like
I'm
the
saying?
same thing. They don't value the quality because it's like they walk around like they're untouchable.
But here's a
Mm,
question
you know.
that can make this whole thing last a little longer. Is it because we're doing too good a job as trying to be better than our dads?
That's what he's gonna say. I don't think it's that.
I think it's just the society. Well, what society is bringing to the households.
What's hot? Yeah.
What's bringing to the households, and it's just tearing up the children. Like kind of like how you say like now they could call DCFS on you. Now you know if you use open hand to the rear, it has to be in the pants. It can't be butt cheek. So it's like
damn, bro.
you know
Yeah.
I mean, if
There's
you don't-
rules of whoopings.
I mean,
man.
I mean, I've just
it's
been doing
value.
push-ups
It's
for a while
value.
now, so I don't even know.
There's rules of whoopings. Now.
So
You
it's
can't just-
it's
you
it's,
just
it's
can't
the
just-
way society is making us lose our own country. So if we ever lose this country to somebody else, we did it to ourselves.
That's true.
Because in other countries don't play that shit. They
Mhm.
don't.
They don't.
Man, they don't. So we're getting soft. We are.
Close
You
us
know what I'm
out,
saying?
Chris.
That's
Talk
it.
to us.
This is just too much pressure, man. You got Miguel over here speaking all kind of mad.
Hey, yeah, I love it.
Well,
Uh,
go ahead. Just fire off.
I don't even know right now.
All right, so
Say love, peace, and soul.
Yeah, like exactly. Love, peace,
Yeah.
and chicken grease,
Anything
bro.
down?
At this
Nah,
point.
I don't really got much, man. I'm just, I mean, you guys all hit some real hot points, man. And you said, is it because we're being too soft? Nah, I don't think it's because we're being too, not too soft, but too great of dads when it comes to what are currently. Nah, I think it's gonna be us and what we're instilling in these kids right now, currently, which is gonna help blossom something that they gotta have to figure out something 20 years from now to cut them off.
After this,
And it's
pod,
gonna
I'm
always
robbing.
be, it's always gonna be a war, whatever the case is.
I'm gonna
But
rob
ultimately.
everybody here.
Okay.
After this show, I'm robbing
Okay,
everybody.
okay. Don't listen to Gary Driven. Nah, but no, real talk though. Nah, I think as long as his fathers like us is going out there willing to take that time to invest into our kids and other kids and other fathers and have open dialogue about like this stuff, then I think we're gonna figure out ways to get past it. We just gotta get the generations to come to have the similar conversations 20, 30 years from now. Mr. Dad Jr. type
That's
shit.
right.
You know what I'm saying?
right.
So a couple of things. So I've always been told advice is free.
Uh-huh.
It costs you nothing to listen. Like if somebody's telling you, hey, I've been this road. This is where it leads, and this is where it's gonna lead you. So if they're telling you otherwise, take this route, you should probably take it. The second best thing I've ever been told was
With research.
yeah.
With research.
With
But,
research.
do some research. We're like,
The second best thing I've been told was, I've been your age. You haven't been mine. So
that's true.
and I had a homie's pops tell me that. Hey, look, I've been your age, bro. You ain't been my age. So I live longer than you have. I know some things. So
At least consider what I'm saying.
Consider what I'm saying.
At least consider it.
real talk. And then 2, and 3, like values. Everything comes down to values. Like, what do you value? What's important to you? Like, if you don't value anything, then nothing matters to you. So people should take that, into consideration.
They should always take an OG into consideration.
Right.
You gotta understand they come from a different time
It's
zone.
it's different eras.
It's a different era.
But so
So yeah.
All right, so I think the issue with that, with this generation, is instant gratification.
true, very true.
Instant
Very true.
gratification. Everything is a fucking Vine video is 6 seconds, bro. Like you,
Yeah.
like, I would roll through like
That's real.
it's
That's
either
true.
right now or it don't matter.
Y'all don't want to hear my theory about why YouTube is so successful and they eliminated commercials and how it caters to narcissism and shit like that. You fast forward and skip
That's true.
everything, instant gratification. All right, close us out,
You buy
Mr.
Hulu
Man.
with no commercials.
Yeah, right. So you don't
Right.
develop any patience and
So-
learn much. Yeah, I get you.
So before I,
I'm
you know,
robbing the shit out of all y'all. I ain't playing, dude.
so
Y'all get ready.
so before we close out,
Before we get robbed.
yeah, before I get robbed,
I ain't got much.
I wanna say thanks. I appreciate you guys for coming out tonight because this is like this is groundbreaking because this is the first time I've ever had 5 people on a panel.
Yeah, too bad for the
So
women, man. We
yeah,
killed them.
the women
got
can jump
scared.
on,
They
but I'm pretty sure after this one we gonna hear it.
Guys, 1, 0.
But like I guess my jewel is and what I've gotten from everybody here tonight is that it's important for us to continue to pass things down through generations, because the moment that our morals and our values and our core values are lost, they're gone forever.
Structure.
And that's it, and then we lose everything.
That's all you have, really.
Yeah, because we don't even like Miguel was saying before, and I agree, because black people are the teenagers, African Americans are the teenagers of the world. We have no history, we have no ancestry, we have nothing.
Identity.
have no background.
Our identity is
Well, when we came here,
a
that's
stretch
it.
of 400 years.
That's it.
Right.
Literally.
Right.
So
We have to
from
survive.
exactly, and we have to plant those seeds in our kids and hope they plant the seeds in their kids, and we blossom from
It's
something.
almost like the Book of Eli.
Exactly. It's the
Book of
remix.
Mister.
Yeah, but it's like
The Book of Mr. Dad, the Book of Daddy, the father.
yeah, exactly. So from us 5 fathers, and I know people are like, "Yo, Randy's not a father." Y'all heard the name, okay? He takes care of his nephew.
Plus, he's like my big brother.
Huh?
Right.
Oh, I'm sorry, Penny. Penny Fidelity, whatever the hell she call herself. Yeah, Cookie. I don't care. Until next time, we gotta get out of here and raise these kids.